Are you ready to question your reality? What if all of this, every thought you form, every face you love, the very solidity of the world beneath your feet, is nothing more than an exquisitely constructed illusion? A question that, until recently, we confined to the pages of science fiction or the dialogue of a film. And yet today, this very hypothesis is whispered in the halls of our most prestigious universities, debated by physicists, philosophers, and the pioneers of technology. The idea that our reality is a simulation is no longer a parlor game. It has become one of the most profound and dizzying scientific and philosophical inquiries of our time. I will not offer simple answers, because the questions we ask do not allow for them. We explore the abyss, and every discovery only leads us deeper into the mystery. The modern framing of this staggering idea took shape in 2003, when the philosopher Nick Bostrom presented us with a logical junction that is nearly impossible to escape: his famous trilemma. Either our species goes extinct before reaching a post-human technological stage, or any civilization at that stage loses interest in creating ancestor simulations, or we are almost certainly living inside one. The logic is ruthless. If countless simulated realities are possible, the odds of ours being the one, original base reality are infinitesimal. But this is not a new idea. It is an echo that resonates through the millennia, from the Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi, who dreamt he was a butterfly, and upon waking no longer knew if he was a man who had dreamt he was a butterfly, or a butterfly now dreaming he was a man, to the ancient Vedic concept of Maya, the cosmic illusion that veils the true nature of reality. Humanity has always suspected there might be something more, beyond the veil. Today, however, we don't just rely on philosophy. We search for clues, for artifacts, in the very fabric of our universe. We can start with ourselves. As neuroscientist Anil Seth teaches us, our perception is not a clear window onto the world. It is a controlled hallucination. Our brain doesn't see reality. It constructs it, it guesses constantly, filling in the blanks to give us the illusion of a coherent experience. We only ever perceive its best guess. What about the strange glitches in our collective memory, the shared recollections of events that never happened? What many now call the Mandela effect. Are these simple mistakes or software bugs? And what of the very foundations of matter? Quantum mechanics presents a world that defies common sense. The double-slit experiment shows that particles behave differently when they are observed. It's as if reality waits for our gaze to decide how to manifest. A behavior eerily similar to a video game engine that renders a landscape only when the player looks at it to optimize resources. Physicists like Melvin Vopson theorize that we may live in a pixelated universe, that information is the fundamental building block of reality, and that it has a finite resolution. Just like a screen, and just like a screen, there are inactive pixels, the dark matter. As we look for the code, we ourselves are becoming its architects. AI progresses at a terrifying rate. AI models can now create coherent, complex virtual worlds from simple text prompts. They use recurrent networks and self-feedback loops to build internal world models, essentially dreaming up realities that are consistent and interactive. And yet, the hypothesis is not without its formidable critics. One study calculated that simulating the complex quantum interactions on our planet alone would require an amount of energy and computational power that dwarfs the known physical limits of our universe. A feat that, according to our laws of thermodynamics, is simply impossible. But this leads us to the Pac-Man paradox. If we are inside a simulation, how can we trust our own laws of physics to judge it? The limits we observe, like the speed of light, might not be universal laws at all, but guardrails, optimizations imposed by the system to make it run. Even the Fermi paradox, the deafening silence in a cosmos that should be teeming with life, could be a feature, not a bug. a single-player simulation where we are the sole focus. In the end, the most important question is not are we in a simulation, but what does this mean for us? If our reality is constructed, what becomes of free will? Of consciousness? The physicist and inventor Federico Faggin proposes a radical view that consciousness and free will are not emergent illusions, but fundamental, irreducible properties of the universe. And consider the very tool we are using now, language. We speak, we write, predicting the next word based on context and past experience, a fundamentally auto-regressive process. We are not so different from the large language models that are now reshaping our world. Are our minds simply running a sophisticated prediction algorithm, one taught to us by the simulation itself? Perhaps, as in Ouspensky's allegory of the magician, we are like hypnotized sheep, unable to see the fence that contains us because our own imagination keeps us in a deep hypnotic sleep. The question of whether reality is true or false may be the wrong one to ask. The real question is, what do we choose to do with it? Are we the players, the code, or the intelligence observing it all? The answer is yet to be discovered, but the journey to find it is our greatest adventure.